Most people think they're in control of their lives. They believe their actions, their words, their efforts are what shape their reality. But look closer. Are they truly in control? Or are they just reacting? Reacting to events, to what people say, to the opinions of strangers on the internet. They're constantly being pulled in 100 different directions. Their energy scattered, their focus lost. They think influence is something you fight for, something you demand. But here's the secret. Leverage isn't given. It's quietly assumed. It's a silent power that comes not from pushing harder, but from mastering the one thing you truly own, your own energy. From the moment we're young, we're taught a simple but flawed equation. Effort equals influence. If you want something, you have to try harder. Speak louder to be heard. Work longer hours to get ahead. Hustle, grind, push, force. We come to believe that the person who puts in the most visible effort is the one who holds the most power. But is that really true? Think about it. Over-effort often signals the opposite of power. It signals desperation. It broadcasts neediness. When you're trying too hard, people can feel it. It's a subtle, subconscious cue. They sense that you need their approval, their agreement, their validation. And in that moment, their respect for you begins to drop. Power doesn't scream for attention. It commands it quietly. The person who is truly influential doesn't need to be the loudest in the room. In fact, they're often the quietest. Their power isn't in their volume, but in their presence. So, if brute force effort isn't the key, what is? What is this thing called leverage? True leverage is the ability to influence without forcing. It's the art of getting things done, of guiding outcomes, of leading people, not because you pushed them, but because they genuinely wanted to follow. It's the subtle shift from chasing outcomes to controlling your energy. Chasing is active, loud, and draining. It puts you in a position of begging the world to give you what you want. Controlling your energy, on the other hand, is internal, quiet, and powerful. It's about building a strong, centered core from which your influence naturally radiates. When you control your energy, you create a gravitational pull. People are drawn to your calmness, your confidence, your centeredness. They start to follow your lead because your direction feels right, not because you strong-armed them into it. Influence becomes a byproduct of your inner state, flowing effortlessly from a place of quiet strength. Understanding this is one thing, but living it is another. So many of us lose leverage every single day without even realizing it. How? It happens in those small, seemingly insignificant moments. It happens when we explain too much, feeling the need to justify our every decision, our every feeling. We're essentially asking for permission to be ourselves. We lose it when we react emotionally to every little thing, letting external events dictate our internal state. That angry comment, that passive-aggressive email, that unexpected setback, when we let these things throw us off balance, we're handing over the controls. And perhaps most commonly, we lose leverage by chasing validation. We look for others to tell us we're good enough, smart enough, worthy enough. Every time you bend to someone else's expectations just to get their approval, you are voluntarily giving away a piece of your power. The universe has a funny way of teaching us this lesson. The more you chase, the more things seem to run away from you, constantly reminding you who's really in charge. And it isn't you. The good news is, this power isn't gone forever. You can reclaim it. It's not about some grand gesture. It's about small, intentional shifts in your daily behavior. Here's how you start. First, practice observing before you react. When something happens, instead of an immediate gut reaction, take a moment. See the situation for what it is, not what your initial emotion tells you it is. Second, learn to pause before you engage in drama. Someone trying to pull you into an argument? Someone gossiping? Take a deep breath. Ask yourself, does this require my energy? More often than not, the answer is no. A strategic pause is your greatest weapon. Third, speak with intention, not impulse. Think about the words you use. Are they moving you closer to your goal, or are they just noise? Intentional speech is concise, clear, and powerful. Impulse is messy and weak. And finally, the most important step of all, detach from the outcome. Do your best, act with integrity, and then let go. Your self-worth is not tied to whether you win or lose a specific battle. When you detach from outcomes, you free yourself from the anxiety of needing a certain result, and this is the ultimate source of power. Every moment you pause, every time you choose not to chase, you are reclaiming the authority that was quietly slipping away. Let's look at how this plays out in real life. Think about a business meeting. The person who constantly interrupts, who has to have the last word on everything, who speaks just to hear their own voice. Are they really in control? No. The person with true leverage is the one who listens. They let others talk, let them expose their own weaknesses, their own flawed logic. Then, when they finally speak, their words carry immense weight. They haven't wasted energy on noise. They've used it for impact. Or consider relationships. How many arguments are fueled by the desperate need to over-explain your intentions? I didn't mean it like that. You misunderstood me? Let me explain again. Stop. A person who is secure in their intentions doesn't need to constantly justify them. Your actions will speak for themselves. Let them. And what about negotiations? The novice negotiator fills every silence because it feels awkward. But the master negotiator knows that silence is a tool. Silence creates discomfort, and discomfort often creates concessions from the other side. In every one of these scenarios, the person who maintains their calm, centered energy is the one who controls the narrative. They aren't being pushed around by the situation. They are shaping it. We've been fed a lie. The lie that influence comes from more effort, more noise, more struggle. In reality, true power, true leverage, belongs to the one who quietly, consistently, and masterfully manages their own energy. It's not about being the loudest voice in the room, but the most centered presence. It's not about winning every argument, but about knowing which battles are worth your energy. Leverage isn't loud. It isn't flashy. It isn't something you demand from the world. It's a quiet confidence, an unshakable calm, a power that you don't have to announce because everyone around you can feel it. It's assumed.